Alright, boys, we're back. New build guide, okay? New league. It's been amazing so far. Ignore everybody that's crying in your ear, okay? There's nothing stopping you from having fun. We've got a build that I'm finally confident in, that I can say, this is what I'm going to be rocking for a while. This is what I've been farming with. It's amazing. We're on the Ritualist, if you didn't know. We're 3-ringing it. We've got our reses super up there. We could fix this chaos and get it to 75 if we really wanted to. We just need a little bit of better ring. But, yep, I'll flash you the gear real quick. We'll go over everything just so you know exactly what it does. But we're pretty much using twisters, right? We're hitting the twister, twist. And, yeah, there's a lot of them. We're using frenzy charges as well. The twisters hit for really, really crazy damage. We've got rage in the build. And yeah, it's really safe. We're super tanky. So if you're tired of getting one shot, you play lightning spear. You're sick and tired of getting one tap by, AoE things that you can't evade. We are hybrid with the energy shield and evasion. So it's really good. We also have like leech over our energy shield as well, so life leech is converted to energy shield. Leech from the gloves is insane. The energy shield is just like permanently getting topped off over and over and over because all of our hits are fizz. But yeah, it's been really good. We're pretty much abusing combat frenzy. If you read combat frenzy, you get a frenzy charge whenever you freeze, electrocute, or pin an enemy. Our boots give us pin from fizz. We do a lot of fizz, so we pin often, and we obviously chill the ground before we throw the tornadoes. And these freeze. Because those are freezing, we have also got Herald of Ice. This is going boom as well. This comes with a little Ice by Deadly Herald, magnified effect. We'll go over all these at once. And outside of that, we've got the boar. The boar is giving us HASTE Aura. You can get different versions of this. The current one I have has chilled ground where it walks, and that helps with the priming the ground for the extra twister damage. If you didn't know, twisters can pick up elements off of the ground. You probably know about this, and you gain 50% of damage as damage of the corresponding type. So fire on the ground, burning ground, you'll do a fire twister. Shocked ground, you'll do a lightning twister. Chilled ground, you'll do a chilled twister. But yeah, it's super OP. We're one-shotting pretty much all the bosses if we do the combo right. I'll have gameplay running in the background during the parts where I'm not talking about specific things, but the amount of twisters on your screen in this example are like tripled once we do the combo correctly because of salvo. We'll get into that in a second, but I'm just going to try to make this as fast as possible. Tangle Tongue is the weapon. If we pop out our chance to crit, it's insane. So main hand critical chance 92.38. You want to scale these as hard as you can. We're doing that with tree. The best Tangle Tongue you can buy is one that gets all of your numbers as close to 100 as possible. If you don't know how this works, it gives your critical hits a chance to fork. Yeah, so you can get the critical damage bonus twice in the event that both of your rolls succeed. So this second one is really important. Obviously, the crit damage bonus is scaled super hard. The weapon doesn't actually do all that much damage, but if you get the double crit, it is gross, right? Also, the twisters come back with pierce. They can do damage multiple times. You know how that goes. Same shenanigans. The way we're getting all the energy shield, I'll just go over the tree now. We have subterfuge mask anointed. There is a way that you can path over here, and you can snag it without using an anoint, but I didn't like the way it was planned. We got rid of these nodes, bestial skin and enhanced reflexes, so if you're trying to go that route, I would avoid it. That was an earlier iteration of the build. But the most important stuff are these crit nodes. Snag as much crit chance as you can get. Crit over here, these are bonus. The chance ones are actually less DPS. You just want a better weapon. You don't want to invest in the crit chance from the tree if you can avoid it, unless the node's really good, like this one over here. But yeah, it's a lot of bonus. A lot of chance. These ones, obviously we're picking up these over here. These are like the best crit nodes in the game. But we've also got Eternal Youth so that we can use our flask. And it'll actually heal the energy shield instead of your life. So having your energy shield going crazy is important. Another nerdy observation, Killer Instinct actually doesn't work by nature of how the build works. Because of the Tangle Tongue, using 10% of your skill's mana as life cost, your damage is snapshotted from when you cast. And if you see my damage goes up and down every time I'm about to cast, this is because we're taking life whenever we cast stuff. So if you look right here, our life is like barely going down when we cast. This makes it so that you're not at full life all the time. So those nodes look really good for 3 points, but they actually don't work. There's a way to abuse that new unique helmet. I don't know if it's new or if it's old, where you can make all of the enemies go on low life. That's another alternate way to get a lot of damage, somebody in the chat mentioned. But we don't need the damage, trust me. Obviously, we're going to have gameplay in the background and bosses getting one-tapped. But yeah, other things. For now, we have Dance with Death. It's got a lot of skill speed. It uses more skill speed, so it's not increased. Yeah, we're stacking skill speed. If you didn't know, skill speed is attack speed and cast speed. It even makes you place your portal quicker, so it's literally everything. Those are really good. These spear nodes are good. This crit bonus one, all these are good. This is fat damage. This one's for a little damage mitigation, Catalysis. 5% of the fizz you would have taken gets converted into an element. We're eating that for lunch. Yeah, we've got like a decent distribution of stats. Because we've got Herald of Ice, we need 104 int for now. All of our skills are around 19, so we need 191 dex. That's really easy to solve for. And then we just pick up strength as our difference, just because it gives us life, because survivability is like pretty much the only thing you care about early league, because if you're dying over and over, your character isn't getting high levels. But yeah, just another like gear explanation. Pop this back up again. Spectral Ward is really good. That's why we've got the hybrid chest. You can actually go full ES chest if you like, but obviously you're not going to get the evasion that comes with it. So our evasion rating is 77. We had this at 81. Eventually, I think this build can go aggro. You can drop the boots, you can get really high evasion boots, and you actually don't need these gloves, even though they're nice. You can also make sure you get these with a good corrupt. They're dirt cheap. I think they're like 35 exalt, which might sound like a lot to you right now, but trust me, for the value of what you're getting, it's insanely worth it. They also come with int and lightning res, so you don't have to get int on a ring to meet your requirements. But yeah, with these, with the chest and helmet, if you want to go full int on these, full ES, just know that the int requirement is going to be really high. I think this helmet would have been 133 without the reduced attribute requirements. So when you're shopping for a full ES helmet, make sure that you use the 30 reduced at requirements. Also, the cost of this build varies. I've been playing it on a budget. I'd say at a certain point, I had only invested 10 div into it, but I've upgraded so many times, and my gear is like good versions of what it could be. So all in all, I don't think I put more than 20 div into the character myself, but the items have become valuable since I bought them. Rings you can cheap out on super hard. I got this ring for 20 exalt. It's insane. These are the easiest items to snipe because people don't know how to price them. These are what the rings are hitting for. Obviously, we'll have this all in the build guide. This was a 4 div amulet. It's got 60 spirit. You don't actually need one with 60 spirit. We're using some of the extra spirit for cannibalism, I believe, somewhere. Yeah, we have cannibalism. You obviously don't need cannibalism at all. But, yeah, it's nice with Eternal Youth. Yeah, that's the tree. Pretty much just getting as much energy shield as we can because the damage is crazy. But make sure you get these projectile speed ones and these skill effect duration ones here. These are really good. We have got an ingenuity as well. The increased max energy shield corrupt on the INGEN is really good. Without the INGEN, the energy shield's going to go down by a fair amount. But yeah, so outside of that, this was our old belt. It was just reses, strength, and life. We've offloaded the strength onto a ring over here, so you don't need strength on the belt, but remember we've got requirements we've got to hit. Like spears typically have a strength requirement. This one doesn't have as big of a strength requirement, but yeah, anytime you're rocking hybrid gear, you're going to have requirements of weird things. These were our old gloves, just regular. They have crit damage bonus, attack speed, and flat damage on them. The mana leech was kind of nice, but we don't need it anymore. We used to have a higher level whirling slash, and it actually does pretty solid damage when it's at like 19. But yeah, we've just made it really cheap. We're not using it for damage. We're using it to blind to get the twisters going. But yeah, I'll probably have put a gameplay little montage at the beginning, little display. But oh, companion nodes are disgusting. Inspiring Ally is one of the best nodes in the game. It is fucking gross. And if you read it, increases and reductions to companion damage also apply to you. This is insane. Companions deal 12% increased damage, 12%, 12%, 12%. That's 48 from there, and you get the bottom part as well, which is 24 total. Or you get 8 4 times. So it's gross. It's actually more than 24. I didn't know that all 4 were increased damage from presence of your companion. But yeah, that's gross. That is gross. 32 flat damage from here, and then you get the 48 from the companion buff. But those work when you're in presence of the companion, and if you run out of range of him, your damage goes down by like a fifth or more. So keep that in mind. And there's actually tech that we found to make sure that this guy is always near us, so that we're always benefiting from the haste aura. If you put him on a weapon swap, you can make sure that he's always with you right before you're about to fight. You just make sure that one of your skills, which in my case is Spear Field, is set to weapon slot 2 only. This doesn't do any damage, by the way. We just build rage with this. And then you go to your boar and make sure that he's only on weapon slot 1. If you want to know how to farm a perfect companion, we've got a video already on how to do that. It's in our shorts, the YouTube shorts. But yeah, if he's not near you, you don't get haste aura. You can actually outrun your minion. So you see how this buff will go away when I'm too fast for him. It will blink away every now and then. That's going to take a hit on your damage because you don't have the extra cast speed and movement speed, right? And he will not catch up to you. And the way to circumnavigate that is to have one that has haste aura and hasted. So if you read these modifiers here, it's got haste aura and hasted. We're going to swap this out. And now this guy's way faster and he'll keep up with you. So there are ways to problem solve all of this. I'm trying out a new one right now. This guy dies less often. But you can actually do this weapon swap tech to heal him. Originally we were spending points on Nurturing Guardian so that whenever we popped our heal, it would heal the little Chungus guy that follows you. But now you can just weapon swap and insta heal him. It's definitely not intended. This will go away eventually. But yeah, you can get this guy close to you every time. If he's stuck on a mob and you don't want him there, you can just quickly do your weapon swap. I'm just pressing E and right click, E right click, E right click. And if he gets stuck on a white mob and you're over here trying to fight like an elite or a boss or something, just weapon swap, get him next to you again. And his AI will retarget whoever's closest to him. The reason we do this boar is because it's the fastest one that you can checkpoint farm. A lot of the other minions are really slow. They all have default base speeds. And this is the fastest one that you can checkpoint farm. I don't like the gorilla. The gorilla's AI is really bad, and his targeting because of the AI is really bad. So he'll kind of just run ahead of you and just go face tank for no reason. And I ended up having to do this like swap stuff way too often with that one. Whereas this guy kind of just runs in like an idiot, and he's like in the mix more often, whereas the gorilla can just get hyperfixated on like a trash mob because of how the AI works. But yeah, all the monsters have different targeting, different base speeds, different health. But yeah, companion nodes are broken. You could even consider getting long distance relationship so that the presence is increased so that you're more likely to be benefiting from whichever one says you need to be in presence of them. Yeah, these nodes, these fat 32% from 4 right here. So these are insane. I genuinely think companions might be one of the best skills in any ARPG ever because of how customizable they are. Other mods that are good would be extra physical damage aura. I'm not certain yet if you can get 2 auras on a companion, but you can get a companion with 6 mods, and it's the base type of the companion that determines the spirit reservation cost. So this is 39% because it's the Dire Tusk Boar. You can get a Dire Tusk Boar in like a step map with 6 mods that is really broken, and so long as it has haste aura and hasted, everything else is a plus. So like this other one has or the one that we currently re-equipped has evasion, trail of ice, whatever, evasive and trail of ice. So he's getting hit less often with melee attacks, so I don't have to weapon swap as often. But you can get ones that have break armor, you can get ones that have damage always shocks, you can get ones that have extra fizz aura. All of those are good. Empowered and vulnerability aura is insane. It actually has 100% uptime if you're scaling it properly with supports. And yeah, those would be something that's like really good for a hardcore character. Or if you wanted to invest less in energy shield and just rely on being invulnerable, those are really good too. Yeah, the shocked ground ones are pretty good, even if you're running frost bolts to get your chilled ground. The shocked ground is nice just because it makes enemies take a 20% magnitude shock mag debuff, whatever. But yeah. Also, formerly I used Wake of Destruction. I wasn't using ice. I was using lightning on the ground. It was really good single target, but this is just better. It's just better. We've tested it. It's better. Your INGEN doesn't need to be good either. I just really liked the extra max energy shield. It's definitely better than a butt naked belt for sure. And you can get an INGEN that doesn't make your charm slots go to 1 charge. We have a increased charm charges used. As long as that says reduced, these will be at 2. But honestly, it doesn't matter. These still proc over and over and over. But it's using more than 40, so the number goes to 1 instead of 2. It uses something like 42. You don't notice it when you play. Also, because you have a lot of evasion, freezing charms are not worth it. I think bleed is worse. I think if you're going to die to an ailment, bleed is far worse now than evasion was. If you take a really fat fizz hit that also bleeds you, you're going to fucking pour out. And if you don't notice it quick enough, because you've got the energy shield bar over your character, your health is going to fucking tank, and you're not going to notice it, and you're going to die. So, keep that in mind. What else? Subterfuge Mask is a non-conditional. Again, you can path where my mouse is. You can follow this direction. You don't have to pick these up over here, Step Like Mist. And you wouldn't have to anoint it. But I didn't like how many points it was costing us for what it is. Alternate anoints would be anything that's crit. There's like a fat crit chance node somewhere over here that gives you like a 25%. It's really gross, but yeah, that's the tree. Obviously, we're going to have this all in the description. Yeah, I tried this without Eternal Youth. Not the greatest. Eventually, we'll drop Dance with Death for the Pinnacle Arbiter of Ash, whatever it's called. It's like a scepter that gives you a bunch of extra fire damage. Apparently that's better than nothing in your offhand, but I wouldn't run a scepter that wasn't that, if that makes any sense. But that's like 25 div. Yeah, again, you don't need the INGEN, you don't need the gloves. Bushwhack I would still recommend because they're dirt cheap. You can also make sure that these have a good corrupt on them. Mine have a lightning corrupt, that way I can just socket it with chaos res. Yeah, these come with lightning res on them. Make sure you get ones that have good lightning res. These the extra or the adds lightning damage to attack roll can actually go up to something like 55. But breaking armor is nice. Damage penetrates cold is nice. And yeah, obviously we're going to have gameplay going on, so I don't got to show you the build, but we'll go over the skills now, and we'll wrap this up. So, ignore the spear stab. We were using that before we figured out our single target. Yeah, we've got a twister, 5-socketed. Salvo, there's a little number over your twister over here. When that goes to 3, that's when you should be casting. You should be disciplined in your maps, by the way. It's something you kind of have to learn. but it's 3 spins and a click for your combo. Acceleration makes them move quicker on the ground. Persistence makes them last longer, so they have a greater chance to come back and do damage again. Primal Armament deals 25% more weapon elemental damage. Yeah, this isn't literally the elemental damage on your weapon. This is these numbers over here. Main hand, blah, blah, blah weapon. So it actually scales with your rings, too. That just bricked it because that ring had requirements on it. But it's scaling this LE damage, so if you've got a decent amount of this, it's scaling that. You can actually replace this with Retreat or Pursuit. I'm not sure which one it is, but that's also a 25% more damage in the event that you've used a what's it called? Melee skill recently. Those ones are really good. And then Heft is insane. Heft is scaling this to the ceiling. On its own, Heft is giving us like 2,000 damage, 3,000 damage, so it's really good. 10% of your damage and some changes coming from that. If you have better fizz rings than me, you will benefit greater with Heft. I think only 2 of mine have fizz on them, and then this one's got cold, but these will all get upgraded. 3 rings is OP. Barrage, yeah, that's what we're doing to abuse the frenzy charges. We'll have the gameplay going, but we've got Perpetual Charge, Twofold, Ingenuity, and Premeditation. Premeditation is going to scale the Twister because the Barrage only procs with the Twister. It's the only projectile skill we're rocking. But yeah, Whirling Slash is to blind everything. It's got Font of Rage, Font of Mana, Martial Tempo, so we can spin quick. As long as you stay in this, the Rage will go up. It will scale your damage. Spear Field also has Rage in it. It's got Reach, it's got Rearm. These are self-explanatory, but we put these in the ground right before we fight the boss, and these will go off one at a time. They'll go boom, 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 and it will just keep the Rage from going down. So you see how the Rage goes down if you don't stack more Rage? These will make sure that it doesn't go down, so you'll be at 30 the whole time in the boss fight. Frostbolts, keep this at a low level. Arcane Tempo, Wild Shards, Despoiler, Scattershot. The Scattershot makes it go in 3 lines. The Despoiler keeps it from going bad. It's like a skill effect duration, effectively. And then, yeah, the Wild Shards makes them all branch out in different directions. It's like a 1 in 5 or something, 20% of the time. Yeah, 20% of the time it shoots them in a circle like that. Once you get one of these going on, I literally just run around and just hit these like this. And so long as they're near you, you're benefiting. Get the twisters going. Herald of Ice, obvious. You guys all know how this works. We've got Magnified Effect, Ice by Deadly Herald. You don't actually need Deadly Herald, but it's nice to have. Wind Dancer gives you a lot of evasion. And we've got Maim, Blind, Unbreakable. So when the Wind Dancer pops, it fucks with everybody. They all go pop. And then this Unbreakable is nice because you're running around with this and it's preventing you from getting stunned. It gives you some stun threshold. Stunning in this game is really, really crazy now. I highly recommend a stun charm. And again, freezing charms overrated, especially because you have evasion. If you don't have freezing charm, or if you don't have evasion, I'm not sure. I can't vouch and say don't use a freezing charm anymore. But yeah, you're playing this build, so you're probably a Huntress, and that means you probably have access to evasion. But let the Warriors tell you how bad the stun is, because they're getting stunned left and right. So stun is no joke. Combat Frenzy, straightforward. You guys already know how this works too. You get Frenzy charges all the time. Perfusion, Cannibalism if you need it. You actually don't need this. Again, you can get a Spirit, Amulet with less Spirit, and you can take this out. You can replace that with Clarity too. You shouldn't have any mana issues though. And then your Companion, make sure it's got Haste Aura. That's the #1 thing. Haste Aura is the #1 thing. It gives you movement speed, it gives you attack speed. It's really broken. And then we've just got ways to keep him alive. Meat Shield makes him do less damage and take less damage. Last Gasp means that after he dies, he's still alive for 4 seconds, buffing you. And that means his downtime is only 2 seconds instead of 6. Elemental Army. Minions have increased Ele res. It just gives him more elemental reses so he doesn't get destroyed. But yeah. That's the build. It's incredible. We've been farming, making money, slowly upgrading it. The season is amazing. I hope this didn't run on for too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Check out the stream. Thank you guys so much for the support. We knocked this out in one take. Super straightforward. If you have any questions about the build, hit the comment section. I got you. I'm that guy, man. If you got questions about the build, hit that comment section, alright? And yeah, enjoy the update, boys. Stay positive. Stop bitching. If you're one of these gamers out here bitching, if you're one of these, actually, well, the difficulty is 40 times harder than it used to. Stop crying, man. Adapt, human being. You're a fucking human. Adapt. God damn. All that crying and shit. It's gotta get old. Learn to have some fucking fun. But the update is so badass. I love it. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for thanks for watching, boys. Thank you. Have a great day. Check out the stream. Bye.